Hi there, Chad here from the AI Content Dojo, and this is just going to be a really quick video about maybe how to come up with a ton of topic ideas for your topic to write about. Um, One of the things that a lot of us writers do, or bloggers, we like to kind of have a list that we always turn to when we need to write about something, or maybe it's Tuesday and you've already written about everything that you wanted to write about, and it's time to figure out something else. And it's always nice to have a list to turn to and just pick from and start writing. But sometimes creating the ideas for that list can be a little bit unfun, so to speak. But Shortly can help with that, and it actually does a really interesting. I just stumbled upon this a little bit. I was doing this in a more, I guess, slow way, in a sense, I guess. So just let me show you what I mean. I'm here in Shortly, brand new document. There's nothing in the article brief, and this topic ideas about travel in Tokyo on a budget is my my travel in Tokyo on a budget is my topic, and I want Shortly to give me topic ideas. I just named the title that for no good reason, but I'm just gonna, as part of an experiment, and that's one of the nice things about Shortly is you don't have a limit. There's no credit limits or anything like that. It's unlimited, so you can experiment. You don't have to always very strictly follow the rules, so to speak. Try things out, experiment, and see what you come up with. And in this case, I kind of stumbled upon a nice little way of producing a ton of ideas. It starts off with the instruct command, the new command that is in right here, no longer listed as beta, by the way. So apparently I just noticed that. So good. I guess this is a good solid command now that has the full backing of Shortly as it's written. And so basically we just give it some instructions, and the idea is that our AI assistant is going to give us back something useful. In this case, I pretty much just copied what the title is and put it right there inside the command. And now I just run it and see what I get back. And so far it's doing a pretty good job. Pretty cool. Now, one of the things that's interesting is I want more than that. And I could do this and run the command again, right? And it's going to give me a few more options. Okay. And I could keep doing that over and over again, but how about I just let the AI write for me now? Just let it write for me normal, like I did before. Write for me. Just see what happens. Okay. And write for me again. Oh, see, it's starting to get a little bit off topic. Make sure you take those out because you don't want it to use those too much. And sort of. I mean, I guess you could just paste that back in there and keep going with that too. But as you can see, I'm just going to see what happens if you crank it to a lot. And right here, I'm just experimenting right in front of you. I haven't done this myself. I'm going to start with a lead and just hit write for me and see what happens. Well, it's starting to break out of the pattern. So let's cut that out. Okay, so as you can see, it's just pumping out tons of ideas. What you'll want to do next is go through all these and then make sure that they're cleaned up or things that you would actually want to write about, and then add them to a final list somewhere that you kind of keep handy whenever you have a writing block or something like that you want to get around. And I think you can probably generate an infinite number of topic ideas, and it's really that simple. If you really wanted to kind of focus the AI in different ways for this list, in context is important to understand. I've described this several different times over the course of all these videos about Shortly, but inside of the instruct command is special, so I'll explain it again just in case. Normally, when you're hitting write for me, right? Like if my cursor is right here, if I click write for me right now, what's going to happen is Shortly is going to take everything inside the article brief, which is nothing right now. It's going to take the title, and then it's going to take everything that's above this point, all of this. It's going to use that as context to get back useful information from the AI to produce more topic ideas for you. The reason it's able to put it in a nice little format like this is because all of these lines are all following a pattern, and GPT-3 is great at following patterns. And so that's why it continues the pattern even though it's just clicking the write for me button and not using the /instruct. Now we have other we call them slash commands, or Shortly calls them commands. I call them slash commands because it has the slash in front of it. But you have rewrite, shorten, and expand. These three, the context works the same. Everything that's inside of the square brackets, like you see here for rewrite, everything where it says text, everything right there inside of that, that's the only context that is used inside of those commands. So you can be right here in the middle of your article and maybe highlight here, and you notice there's commands next to these, right? I'm just going to go ahead and copy this so I don't mess up the list, but I'm going to paste that here, highlight it, and then I'm going to say expand, right? Expand is going to say take eating in Tokyo and send only that, with some voodoo magic in the background from Shortly, of course, to get some information. And that's why it's not following any pattern. It's not affected by any of the other content on in your article brief, your title, or any of this stuff. It's not affected at all. But the instruct command is different. The instruct command is not affected by your article brief or your title at all. Those are not used when you're using instruct. However, the other content is used. And this is just another way of using Shortly to kind of give yourself some added writing benefits. And so that's why instruct is able to do some different things that the other commands can't do, and also that write for me can't do. And so there it is in a nutshell. Just you can use instruct over and over and over again if you want to, but if you want to work just a little bit faster, then you can also use write for me, as long as your title, and you could even add something into your article brief and say something like, give me topic ideas about travel in Tokyo on a budget for a family of 6 from the United States. And be careful a little bit, because I put this in here on purpose because I want to see if it actually makes a difference and interferes with this at all. So I'm going to lead it with a dash just to kind of push it to make sure that it follows that pattern, and it's back to a little and hit write for me. Hopefully it just continues and it just goes. Okay. There we go. And it's working pretty good, I think. I'm just going to take this one out because I don't really like that weird number 8 thing that's in there. And I can just go on and on and on and come up with a ton of topic ideas. And of course, you can change this. Like one other thing you might try and do is just say that these are, this is travel in Tokyo on a budget. Right? And then you got a ton. And then if you want to change the subject a little bit, you can use the / to cut off the context. Oops, wrong one. / cuts off the context, right? And then you can do the /instruct again and say topic ideas for travel in Tokyo for dining experiences, maybe. Who knows? So right now, because the / is cutting off the context, there's not going to be anything else besides what's in the square brackets used, because remember, instruct does not use the article brief or the title. So now I'm asking my AI assistant for travel topic ideas for travel in Tokyo for dining experiences, and let's see if we get something different. Uh-oh. It's working a little bit differently this time, but that's AI for you. But it's still giving you ideas. It's interesting. It's interesting content, and it's not. It's not, a nice dashed list like that, but it's still something. I'm going to see what happens if I undo this and see if I can just say give. I need to learn how to type. Give me some topic ideas for dining. Oh, here. I like to change it to something like this. To write about, and then dining in Tokyo. Maybe I just asked the AI for something in a little bit of an awkward way. Let's see if it does better this time. There we go. Okay, so now we have a different context. And you might label it, something different too. This would be more about, dining in Tokyo ideas. Right? And maybe ideas is good. And you can just go on and on and on and on. And now that you're here, the context is cut off. You might say dining in Tokyo. I didn't put on a budget or anything, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And topic ideas for dining in Tokyo. Take that off. What we're trying to do right now is just control for context so that we're not sending the AI anything that has words about budget and stuff like this. This is still cutting off the context from going above this. So everything after this point should still be all about dining. So I should be able to hit write for me and get more dining stuff. There we go. And you can just continue on with a full massive giant list and create an infinite number of ideas to write about. And I hope that you found this helpful. And if you did, please subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. And if you feel like it would be worth your time, you can head over to the AIcontentdojo.com and join the mailing list. I don't spam, promise you. I just send basically notifications at this point, just saying, hey, here's all the new stuff to teach you some interesting ways of using AI and other various tools and techniques to make the most of your content creation workflows. And until next time, take care.